And hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the L2TEC Podcast. My name is Nguyen Minh Tien, and you can call me Trevor, and I am your host for today's show. Now, you might be thinking for yourself, what is this show? Well, the L2TEC Podcast is a brand new series that have been launched by L2TEC English Club, in which we seek to explore inspirational anecdotes from, let's say, youngsters who have made a name for themselves and people who have gained considerable success. And no more beating around the bush, guys. Today's our special guest is going to be the champion of Skyline Debate 2025, runner-up of the National English Competition, and a gold medalist of the traditional 30th of April Olympiad. Please welcome, guys, to the one and only Mr. Nguyen Minh Tien.
Hi, Trevor, and hello, everyone who is watching this podcast show. This is my honor to be here. I'm very excited, and when I first received your call, I was wondering whether I should sign up for this because I've never done this before. So yeah, excuse me if I make some mistakes. I'm just an amateur in this.
It's also the first time being a podcast host. Well, not a podcast host for the first time. I've done like audio podcasts before, but this is my first time hosting a podcast in video format, which is a brand new experience for me. And yeah, we're all amateurs here. It's all right, we're students. So how have things been for you?
Well, this is summer, so I have pretty much free time. I don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. to go to school. Physics no longer bothers me. And yeah, I also study a bit and chill and have time to hang out with friends.
Prepare for the upcoming entrance test to university? Any of that?
No, not really.
Yeah, I know.
I need to relax in the summer. I think it will be late.
Yeah, you say that all the time. Guys, there's another reason why he is in the relaxing mood for the summer. He recently, you've won, as I said, came in as the runner-up of the National English Competition. And with that achievement in hand, he is now directly accepted into all of the public universities in Vietnam. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Almost.
Like
architecture school, they don't accept students with this
really?
prize. Yeah.
Really?
Like you need to undergo a special test. You have to draw.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Those specialized schools, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, but almost every school is now accept him, and yeah, he just gotta relax. And well, if you guys don't know, me and Ting, we are classmates, and we've been friends for over 2 years, right? We both.
The third. No, actually, I knew you when I was in grade 4. You know what? I've always admired you a lot. Yeah, but you did not know me at that time. Like, you were a star back then. You only knew me when we were in grade 10. Yeah, but I knew you much longer before that.
My story was different. But yeah, we've been friends for the last over 2 years. And we study in the same class, class 12A1 of L2TEC High School for the Gifted. And I'd say I could have one thing to say about this guy. He is the most excellent individual that I've ever met in my entire life.
Don't flatter.
Like, for real, everyone agrees with me on this topic. And if you look at his resume, I can guarantee it would be the hardest challenge of your life to keep your mouth shut when you hear about his resume. The things I've read out are just a tiny portion of what he has achieved throughout his whole academic life. And it's really impressive. And I have to say, with those achievements, well, recently they're all about English. So we might assume that this guy might be an English enthusiast, a connoisseur, perhaps, since he was a child. Like, he has a firm ground, a firm basis of English since a really young age. But actually, he, in his secondary years, have been known for his chemistry abilities. So tell me a little bit about what was it that sparked your initial love for the subject? This chemistry.
So here's the thing, chemistry did not come naturally to me. When I first learned about it in grade 8, I was confused by the jumbles of equations and chemical structures. You might experience that.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I got
But
a
the
lot.
turning point came at the end of grade 8 when I was preparing myself for an academic competition in my city. So I had to pick a subject to compete. And I thought English was my usual subject, so I thought I should give some subjects like a go, and chemistry came to mind.
I understand.
Many people were surprised at that time, but during my chemistry course, I had an opportunity to learn with many dedicated teachers, and I had a chance to dive deeper into chemistry. And that experience sparked my interest in this subject.
I see. So English was not something of a late bloomer to you, right? It was not some kind of talent that later in your life you kind of discovered it. It has always been like a firm basis for you, right?
I wouldn't call it a talent, but yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm a talented person. I'm just an ordinary person, but what I have is, I think, a perseverance and a method of learning. Yeah, I first learned English when I was in kindergarten. My parents sent me to a local English center, and I played different games. We did not learn to write at that time, but for example, we played soccer, and the teacher taught us about that activity. It was very captivating. And before that, I usually borrowed my sister's textbooks to learn about stars, different planets in our solar system, and these experiences helped to form a passion for English for me.
Would you say that you were a decent student, just like a normal student in English back then?
I'm not sure about that, but I wouldn't consider myself extraordinary, but the thing is, I have always had a passion for it. So whenever there was a competition, I signed up for it. There were failures, there were successes. We also competed in competition in grade 4.
Yes.
I really admire you at that time. You have always had a good pronunciation. Yeah, and that's it.
Thank you. But yeah, I had reasons to think that you were also like. There is a basis for the thinking, for the idea that this guy has mastered English from a very young age. I want you to look at this picture here I have of him. This.
Oh, where did you find that?
Online. Well, if you look closely,
You're a stalker?
if you look closely, I'm in the right. I'm on the left side of the picture right here. It was an event that I hosted as an MC, and well, this was him at winning a competition. Well, it's not winning. You came in as the runner-up of the competition, and it was a competition called grammarian. And grammarian is some kind of competition where you put every grammar points and difficult theoretical stuff into the test, and you test the examinee's ability to master the different difficult things of English. And here he came in as the runner-up. And in fact, next to him is the valedictorian of L2TEC High School for the Gifted of the year 2023, school year 2023, which was really impressive. Do you have any good memories about that competition?
Yeah, of course. That was the second time I participated in that grammarian competition. The first time I took part in it, I did not secure any spot. I was eliminated from the very first round. Yes. And the second time I came back and I revised with more, with a method. So I began to buy some grammar books and began to focus on important grammar points, and also learned about some advanced grammatical structures like inversion. Yeah, at the time, inversion or a conditional sentence.
How old were you at that point?
Grade 6.
I learned all of those grammar points when I was at grade 9, 3 years later than his.
The thing is, I loved buying English books at that time. Yeah, so whenever I went to the bookstore and I encountered like a grammar book or a vocabulary book, I always asked my mom to buy it. And she just bought it for me, and I spent time at home reading through all of these grammatical structures.
And you have such a firm basis in English. I could tell, but you still chose to pursue chemistry. So why English in the end? Because I think
first, and then chemistry, and finally English.
Yes, it's weird because if I were you, and I were to transfer from one social subject to a you can call it scientific subject, I would choose to follow that path from that moment of transition onwards, because at chemistry, I think it has more application values than English, because I think
we're speaking English now.
Yes, but that's one argument of mine. Like, we're living in an age of globalization right now.
Yeah.
And English is getting more common, and more people start to know English. And so the market for teachers, the job market for teachers get narrowed down. And if somebody were to pursue the English major, they would increasingly find a hard time to teach English to other people. So I would choose chemistry. Why English in the end?
So here's the thing. Firstly, it's true that it's increasingly common for people to speak English every day. There are those who are only 13 years old, but they have already got 8.0 in IELTS. It's true. But I think this saturation does not devalue English. It just raises the bar. It means that we need to have a firm, solid understanding of English. It is not just a subject, but it's a language. It's a tool for communication. And as you have seen, recently, the Ministry of Education and Training, that the National English exam, it was upgraded in terms of difficulty level, so that students not only memorize boring grammatical theory, but they have to be able to use it and to convey their points.
Yes.
And secondly, there's a common misconception that if your major is English at high school, you are only good at it. I don't think it's true, because you can be good at English and other subjects at the same time.
Agreed.
So yeah, I mean, choosing English does not mean that I totally abandon chemistry or other subjects. I still learn them simultaneously.
To be honest with you, like, I'm really interested about your journey to English. It feels like you're a person who has a lot of perseverance, always striving, always pushing to become the best in your field, and you don't seem to see English as English saturation as like a barrier to anything. You want to strive forward, and I like that mentality a lot. But I'm still a bit curious about the transition to chemistry. So can you walk us through that moment just a little bit? Like, how did the people around you react to that transition? And
So first of all, I want to talk about my parents. They were surprised, but they gave choice. And they told me to be cautious with my decision, because that was a high stakes decision.
Yes.
That was very high stakes. My teachers, my friends, they were flabbergasted as well, but they eventually supported my decision, something that I really appreciated. And for me, when I made that decision, I also experienced some difficulties. For example, I had to keep up with the advanced knowledge that I had missed when I was preparing for the chemistry competition. And aside from the knowledge aspect, I experienced a sense of fear of failure. What if I failed? What if I don't make it to L2TEC High School for the Gifted? But now we are here. We're classmates, so that's a blessing.
Really cool. That kind of like fear when you transition to like a completely different field. It's really hard to bear. Any trouble, any deep trouble when you were transitioning to chemistry?
Not many deep troubles, because I think, let's imagine like a Venn diagram. So chemistry is like this, English is like this. So on the surface, they seem to be different. but they all converge at one point, which is discipline. When I was preparing myself for the chemistry competition, I once spent like 6 or 7 hours a day learning English. Learning chemistry. Of course, when I transitioned to English, I did not spend as many hours as 6 because I had to balance other subjects as well, but it taught me like a structured approach to it. I mapped out my weaknesses. I tried to understand what skills I had a strength in. And yeah, that structured approach allowed me to pursue English in a much easier way.
And so you still, I still remember that one moment that was really significant in your life. You became the valedictorian of the entrance test for the school year 23-26. Really impressive.
Yeah.
Came in unexpected to all of us because, like, the English community here, the I would say advanced English community here is always circulated around a few certain people, namely those who have participated in the provincial excellence contest. Just around 6 to 8 people. We gather in the community and then we just talk to each other. So at that moment when the entrance test came, we all thought that we were going to battle against each other, not against anyone else. And it's just a battle of who comes first between us.
Yes.
And when the results came out, I was really surprised. First of all, because it wasn't what I expected for my results. I came in 5th or 6th. Fifth.
Yeah.
Yes, fifth. And it was really unexpected because my position on podium was always has always been around like 6 or 7. And another surprise is that your name is on the list, and I was like, huh? The moment when I saw your name on the top of the list, the list was top down as in score. You were the valedictorian overall in that entrance test, and I was completely flabbergasted. Like, so after you went back to English, after the transition to chemistry, you went back to English. You sure had a lot of doubts, but the valedictorian thing became somewhat like a keystone in your life, like a milestone in your life. And you mentioned you have your doubts, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And I believe that there must be a lot of changes of mindset after you became the valedictorian. So what was that life like?
I think there was not any significant change in mindset because I've always kept the same mindset. I mean, we can be fearful of something, but that fear is not the reason that deters us from working towards that goal. So I think I have always kept the same mindset. But the thing is, when I learned about my results, I was surprised. Of course, I did not expect that. I did work really hard, but expecting to come first was something that we cannot be sure because sometimes it might be on that day we were tired.
Yes.
Yeah, our brain did not function well, or we suddenly forget a piece of knowledge that we have learned already.
Yes.
So these are external circumstances, and I still remember vividly that on that Saturday morning, I woke up earlier than usual and I got the results. So the moment that I typed my my student code on the website,
Yes.
my heart beat very fast. I had not brushed my teeth at that time. I had just woken up, and when I saw the results, I was just like over the moon. Especially, the advanced English score was my biggest surprise. After I completed my literature, maths, and normal English, I expected my score to be that way. Because I saw the test, I could bring the test home and I could check the answer with some online sources. But for the advanced English test, we were not allowed to bring that home.
Bring the paper home. Yeah.
So I was just confused. I mean, I just had like an approximate range in mind about like 7 or 7.2, but it turned out to be much higher than that. And then we had a celebration trip to L2TEC just 2 hours later.
Wow, 2 hours?
2 or 3 hours later. I mean, yeah. That was my grandma, that was my aunt, and yeah, we celebrated my success.
Wow. So the first time ever in your life, you did not hear the word valedictorian being referred to someone else, right?
Yeah.
Big moment, big achievement, I have to say. So after you came into L2TEC High School for the Gifted as the valedictorian, well, your life changed a lot, like you said. And I believe that you continued your achievements with a lot of other achievements, with your last school year being one of the biggest school years you've ever experienced, right?
Yes.
But well, grade 10, we saw a lot of improvements in yours. Like, back then, we have an exercise called word formation, right?
Yes, you're right.
And I've always thought of that exercise to be, well, not about anything like super or anything. I just thought, they give us the root word, and then we change it to the part of speech of the gapped part of the question. This has always been like that. You add a little bit of prefix, you add a little bit of suffixes, and there you go. You have the word. Or you just need to change the term and
the root word.
Yeah, you just need to change the sense of the root word, and yeah, you have that word. You have the answer to your own. But as soon as I got into grade 10, I was introduced with a new concept, a new competition called the traditional 30th of April Olympiad. That's a big turn in my life, because first time ever in my life, I've heard the word circle that can be transformed into encyclopedic.
Or peace, pacification.
Yeah.
Yeah, these words.
It's just something that really, it doesn't add up. Like, what am I studying at this point?
That was also my feeling at first.
Yeah, to my surprise, back then, I feel like the first time I was asked that question, I asked the one who asked me that question, is this some kind of like a trick question? Because there's no way.
Is that even real or something?
Yeah, and to my surprise, you nailed completely almost every single word form exercises that are presented during that day. We had a really fun day that day. We took the book out, and then we just scoured through pages to get to know the words, and it's really awesome. And like after grade 10, well, you in the Olympiad itself, you got the silver medal. Big achievement for me. And next year, your biggest achievement yet in your life until this point is the second prize in National English Competition. So how did you prepare for that competition? What were the steps that eventually led you up to taking part in that competition and then winning a prize?
So I think, first of all, I had to prepare myself mentally. Mm-hmm. It is really important to understand the nature of the competition that you are taking part in. Maybe it's the entrance exam, it is the National English Competition, and this is a selection competition, not a standardized test. It doesn't mean that, okay, everyone gets the same point and everyone passed. No, there are only a few students that get the prize and a few students that don't. So I need to have that mindset, because if I think is easy or is okay, or I have to get this prize, I may get demotivated, and it may put unnecessary pressure on me. So first of all, I need to have an appropriate mindset to the competition. And secondly, just make progress. You know, at first we may feel intimidated, we may feel daunted by the prospect of not being as good as other people. But I think it's okay to be slow but certain in our choice. There's a saying that I really like: each person's life is like a book. So don't compare the first page of your book to the final page of someone else's. It's okay, and I saw that many students were really excellent, but I don't compare myself to them. It's really important.
You start from somewhere, right?
Yeah, from somewhere.
Yeah, from somewhere. And yeah, so what part of that competition like was the greatest the greatest burden to you?
Listening for sure. I mean, before I became a student at L2TEC High School for the Gifted, my approach to English was pretty traditional. Just textbooks. I learned essay writing, reading exercises. I also learned about listening, but I did not actively listen to it. I only practiced listening when it was an exercise. I did not listen to podcasts or videos. So, but the nature of NEC listening is that it takes authentic video, authentic sources from BBC, CNN, very hard to listen sources. And I just stumbled on many of them.
They even speed it up, right?
Yes, they even speed it up. And especially we don't have a headphone. So normally in IELTS in IELTS listening, we have a headphone, which is much easier for us to listen to the recording. But in NEC, we have a radio. Yeah, and the sound sometimes gets distorted, especially when we sit at the end of the class.
Yeah, it's funny that when you use a headphone, when you use a pair of headphones to listen to those sources, you can hear even the slightest cough of someone. And in NEC speaking, it feels as if you're hearing the loudest cough of all time.
Yes, it's true.
The echo effect, it's crazy. And it's one of the factors that, well, deterred me from getting a prize of my own. My name starts with a T, so that's the alphabet. That's the letter that's near the end of the alphabet. And so I was situated. I was told to sit at the end of the class, whereas the audio source, the speakers, were in front of the class. And so the echoing effects of it coming down with all concrete walls like this and all doors shut, it creates like a sound, an echoing effect.
It's right. I mean, my name also begins with the letter T.
Yeah, we sat beside each other.
Yes, like in the same row, right?
Yes.
You were sitting over there, I was sitting here, and after listening part one, we looked at each other in confusion. Yeah, but I was panicked at that time, but fortunately you did tell the teacher to adjust the volume a bit. Yeah, which made the listening smoother, but overall it was still bad.
The volume adjustment thing, that thing did not
help
do
a
any.
lot.
Did not help a lot because the echoing effect is still there.
Yes.
And after that, especially, we got a kind of a mental anxiety because we didn't do good on the first part.
Yes, you're right.
And the audio itself was pretty difficult also. The test was really pretty difficult, the first part. So it created a kind of mental effect that deterred us from completing the other task right. I remembered that in NEC listening part 4, I misheard the term having it all. So people, the audio said something like having it all, and I couldn't make out what it was. So I wrote in the in the answer box, howdy hall. And I was like,
yeah,
super crazy.
What made like right after the exam finished, when I asked some students in our team, Minh Tien, to be specific, he was like, oh, the listening is so easy. I could make out 10 out of 10. Like I was panicked because I mean, at that time I only got a 32 out of 50, which was considered pretty low, but it was still much better compared to my past version.
Yes.
Yeah, so I considered it an improvement, but Minh Tien, he told me, oh, he got all of it correct. And I doubted my improvement,
That's why, guys, you don't gather around after an exam and ask about each other's performances.
Yeah.
Those kind of people should not exist. Right. Let's be family friendly here. Second prize in the NEC, despite all of the trials and tribulation of that thing, I think the second prize came as something really meaningful to you. How meaningful was it?
So some people consider it like a personal prize. Of course, it has huge personal meaning for me. represents my dedication towards the competition. But aside from that, I want to talk about the support I have received from many people around me. My parents, first of all, they are the people who have supported me financially and emotionally, and especially they have never put any harsh or unrealistic expectations on me.
Pressure. Right?
Yeah, they don't tell me, hey, you have to get this prize, otherwise you will have some punishments or things like that. I really treasure these feelings that my parents have for me. My teachers as well, they not only act as knowledge providers, but also inspirers. They also motivate not only me, but other students in the team to work hard.
Yes.
Yeah, and I still remember that when I was in grade 10, I participated in the Olympic competition in Vũng Tàu City. So I got the silver medal. It was a great achievement, but I did not fulfill my goal, which made me a little bit disappointed.
Yes.
And I doubted my ability. I was like, was my effort worth it? Should I continue with this journey?
Yes.
Yeah. And you know, there's an old adage, only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. So in that moment of darkness, the stars that emerged, I would say, were not only my parents, but my teacher, especially Miss T. Yeah, I would love to call her Miss T. She gave me words of encouragement and told me that it was gonna be okay. Yeah, and the last stakeholders are my friends, including you and other members of the team,
Yes.
and members who do not belong to the team as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huge moments for us. Good memories. I still remember, like the time we spent with each other during the linking study trips.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was really memorable. Remember one night we played cards together?
Yeah, we played cards, and the teacher, Miss T, yeah, she knocks the door.
Just the context, we during those trips we had a curfew hours. Well, not exactly curfew, a sleeping hour that says if you don't sleep before
11.
Yeah, you get what?
You will be fined.
You will be fined for like 100K after each violations, right?
Yes.
But we didn't care about that. We
were playing cards, and at that time, that was the very first time I had good cards, and I was about to win. But then the teacher, Miss T, knocks the door, and it was your room, so the fact that you were there was totally normal, but the fact that we were there was abnormal. So I had to hide. I remember that Sophia and I went to the bathroom and we turned off the light. We locked the bathroom door, but it was Jaime that gave us away. So she covered herself under a blanket with a naive thought that no one would find her. But that was the oldest trick ever. That was the oldest trick ever. And finally, when the teacher gave her a hug, she thought it was you or someone else, and she used F word not only once, but many times. And it was one of like the most memorable experience of that ever.
Yes, a lot of other memorable experiences also. Because, well, I've always thought that if we were to go on a trip like that, and then we at our home country, at our home city, we studied day and night, burning midnight oils almost every night.
Yeah.
I think those trips should be the time where we study according to the
schedule.
The curriculum.
Yeah.
But we also had a little bit of time for ourselves, right?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, luckily those times were like marked into our memories and immortalized, and it was some kind of like memories that I would cherish from that moment on forever. Yeah. And from my perspective, that is more valuable than the prize itself.
Yes, you're right.
I'm not making an excuse for not having the prize, but those memories played a huge part in my life. And if someone were to ask me that if I were to take part again in that competition, knowing full well that I would not get a point, get a prize, would I still do it? Would I still take part in that competition? Then my answer would be a firm yes, because of those memories, memorable memories, beautiful. So, well, do you aim to making any other memories in this year?
I will still continue my journey, but again, I do not put any too high expectations. I do not push myself too hard.
So you don't aim. So you don't aim for, like, so you don't push yourself to get that first prize, right?
I was still working hard. I will still be working hard, but I don't tell myself you have to get the first prize, because I know that in order to get the first prize, it's not only a matter of competence, but sometimes it's a matter of luck. Of course, people who get the first prize are extraordinary students, but sometimes it also depends on factors that we cannot control. And I think if we just having the first prize in the national competition is a very groundbreaking achievement for a student. Yeah, and if we just look forward to that goal, it might create some unnecessary pressure that deters us from completing the test well. Yeah. So I will still be joining. I will still be working hard. But regarding that matter, I don't have any specific expectations. Yeah.
So you just hope for the best, right?
Yes, you're right. Do my best.
Yeah, do your best and hope for the best. So yeah, seems from your journey, it has been perfect so far. Like you have like medals, you have prizes, and you get the chance to polish a lot of things in your studies. With the fact that, well, for example, speaking with Skyline Debate being the champion, and yeah, it seemed perfect so far. But I think we might have slip-ups or disappointments at some point, right? So
yeah, of course, disappointment is inevitable, especially if you pursue something big, something grand. So aside from the disappointment of that I had when I failed to get the gold medal in the Olympic competition in grade 10, another slip-up was after I got selected into the national team to represent Kanhua. So during a month after that event, I did not focus a lot on my academic journey. I was constantly distracted, and I knew about it. And the results clearly showed that my performance was declining, but sometimes I gaslighted myself. I just told, I just blamed literally everything. Maybe it was because of the weather condition, my brain was not functioning well.
I can relate.
Yes.
Yeah, and especially you had your disappointment during the Olympic competition in grade 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the silver medal was not enough.
No, I mean, I still felt really happy with the prize, but a little bit disappointment because, before I took part in the competition, I knew a lot of teachers around me, a lot of friends around me said, hey, I get the gold medal. And I knew that they were motivating me to try my best, but it sometimes put an invisible pressure on me to get the gold medal. And when I failed to do that, I felt a sense of disappointment.
Yeah, for real. There's one story about that one event. The traditional 30th of April competition only selects 3 students each school to participate in that competition, and so there was a team of around 10-ish people in there working their best to sneak their way into the official team. One of the 3 people participating in that competition, and I was a member in that 10-ish team, working my best to get into the competition also. And the competition was held annually, usually on the beginning of April.
Yeah,
the beginning of April. And that was after Tet holiday, one of the biggest holidays in our country. And well, unlike any previous years, I spent this one special TED holiday to work my best, to strive to do everything in my power to get into that team. And I posted a Locket widget on my phone with test materials in front of me, and wrote a caption like, yeah, go for the gold medal. I'm gonna try my best. And I'm gonna get into the team. And one of my friends, actually closest friends, we're also posting similar kinds of Locket because we were connected with each other on social media. He was posting the same thing. He was also striving for the gold medal. Well, I saw that post of his. And
Who was him?
Gag?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yes, the guy who won the gold medal. And I messaged him, sending words of encouragement, and also asking around how are people doing. And we promised each other that we're going to be two of the members in the Olympic team, and then we're going to subsequently bring home 2 gold medals. Yeah, and the results of the selection test came. I was not selected into the team while he was. I was already upset at that point, and the moment he came back with the gold medal, after promising that we are going to bring the gold medal home together, and I was stuck between 2 stools. I didn't know. I knew I have to be happy for him because he's my friend after all, and that's a big achievement for anyone, especially the first year after you step into a school for the gifted. Basically, that competition was like a competition for the excellent. Yeah, so big achievement of his. I should have congratulated him, and I did, but I couldn't just.
Yeah. It's like mental dissonance.
Yeah.
You had mixed feelings about it.
Yes. I couldn't just shove
Like the one was your heart, the one was your brain.
Yeah, your mind. And I couldn't shove the negativity away. And so before the biggest achievement of my life so far is getting to the NEC team, and that was also one of my slip-ups. Coincidentally, it was also like yours, like your experience. You didn't get, you were disappointed about not getting like a thing that you wanted from the beginning.
Yes,
so posed a big mental burden for us. But here we are.
Yes.
We got through it.
We went through it.
Yeah.
And it was overall beautiful because we tried our best. And that's it.
So like during those moments where you felt down and you felt at your bottoms, like what was it that pushed you forward, that motivated you?
Well, I think, first of all, I needed to sustain internal motivation. So for some people, they compare themselves against other people. For example, I have to be better than this guy or this person. Of course, that may be a motivation for some, but that is generally phrased as external motivation. So while it may motivate you to work harder, it is not as sustainable as internal motivation. Because just imagine this, there will be always people who are better than you. After you surpass one person, there will be always another person who might be wealthier, more academically excellent, more handsome than you are, and that's it. So if we only if we only consider other people a benchmark against which we compare ourselves, we cannot sustain long-term motivation. So what I do in these circumstances is to consider myself as the only benchmark against which I compare. I compare myself today versus myself yesterday, and that's
so you
it.
compete with yourself.
Yes, you're right. Waking up every morning is already a competition. You wake up or you continue to sleep, right? It's already a competition.
I felt that competition multiple times.
Yes.
And but for real, I think internal motivation is what pushes you forwards. Because at this point, it's not about winning any kind of competition or achieving anything to please your parents anymore. It's about us right now.
Yeah.
Each and every participant of a big competition in this age, at this level, was all like internal intentions and expectations. Like you get into a competition, you expect to get the best prizes to please your demands, your aspirations, and yeah, that push you forward. Well, people would well, back then I didn't get the chance to. Well, I wasn't. I didn't get a prize in NEC, and people sent words of encouragement, a lot of words of encouragement, and I have to say, well, I thank them a lot for that. I really appreciate. I really appreciate.
You also appreciated me. I also sent you words of encouragement.
Yeah, I appreciate every single person in the team, because after the results came out, everyone came to encourage me. But once again, that was momentarily, because in the team, well, 5 out of 7,
8,
5 out of 8, 5 out of 8 members of the team got the prize. People were still engulfed in the joy of their own achievements, and yeah, I tried my best not to pose a mental burden to them by telling them about how upset I am, how down I am, how depressed I am when they're supposed to when they're supposed to congratulate themselves.
Right.
Yeah,
and that is also one of the best things that I love about our team, the spirit. The spirit of our team members. We're very close-knit as a group, and we don't have really negative competition. We do have competition, that is for sure, but it all is healthy competition. It stems from a need to grow intellectually.
Yeah, and well, after all, it's yourself who push yourself forward, right?
Yes,
I
right.
agree with that, 100%. So, but once again, we had our slip-ups and disappointments, but here we are, enjoying success, kind of, you can call it that way. And I'm sure that a lot of the members of the audience are wanting to know about how you, well, take on these roles and try your best in studies so that you can, well, master your skills and achieve these success. So do you have any special methods? Because I myself am really curious about this.
Yeah, so I think I would like to speak to the audience about this. So the thing you have to understand is there is no such thing as a one-size-fits-all approach to learning. We have to personalize it. I mean, I don't believe in the widely promoted learning methodologies. Like the one that you study for 20 minutes and you take a 5-minute break, right? I never used that, but I still got the second prize. So that means my learning methodology is not better than that learning strategy or the best learning strategy in the world, but it means that I customize the strategy to suit my own personal interests and capabilities. So for example, for some people, like Sophia, she likes to study at 2 p.m. at noon, but at that time, I'm still sleepy. I am still having a nap, and I don't care. I mean, I only study when I feel energetic, and I study at like 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. is okay for me. It's the best time for me. So my advice is to personalize your learning strategy, to try to tailor it to your personality, to your interests, and to your strength, and that's it.
So you seem to value quality more than quantity, right?
Yes.
Outcomes, not progress. Huh.
You're right. I just don't cram a lot. When I study, I have to make sure that I feel comfortable. Cram a lot. When I study, I have to make sure that I feel comfortable so that I can absorb knowledge more naturally. Because just imagine, like if your brain, it feels really stiff, it's really hard to absorb knowledge. Or you may absorb it, but you may forget it quickly.
It exists in your short-term memory only, right?
Yes.
I think this method would work for a few people, not a lot, because if you were me, if I were you, searching for a comfortable space for myself, I would choose the bed first. And by the time I got comfortable to get into study, by the time I really locked in and get into my studies, I would have been asleep on my bed.
Well, I think by using the word comfortable, I mean comfortable to study, not comfortable to sleep. So it gives you the mood for studying. It gives you the encouragement to just want to, get straight to learning. That's it. Yeah.
So, after all of the things that they have shared with us, I'm sure that the audience still have a lot of questions that are dying to seek the answers for. So, we don't want to just ask questions and answer, right? So we're going to play a game. It's still in its infancy, but now we call it the L2TEC Podcast Q&A. And so here you are. What you're gonna do is peel each question one by one. You don't need to peel top down. You just pick a random one and then peel. And then answer, and we will discuss a few things about it.
Okay, so my favorite number is number 2, so I would pick this one.
How do you balance your studies among many subjects?
Wow, is interesting because I think the key lies in comprehension. So if you want to pursue NEC, the National English Competition, and you want to be good at other subjects, try to focus during the lesson. Because I believe that one of the best ways to study is to understand it. And how to understand? Listen to a teacher who has been well trained, who has the ability to convey the lesson in a manner that is easy for you to understand. So try to focus on the lesson at school. You don't need to spend time attending extra classes. I think time at school is already sufficient.
Well, do you spend your time differently for different subjects? Because I've heard that you are not a fan of physics.
Sure. So I mean, we don't have to be a jack of all trades, right?
Yes.
We can focus on a few subjects. And if it's a subject that you don't like or is not relevant to your major in university, you don't need to spend much time on it. But the thing is, you still have to get at least the average to pass.
I understand.
Yeah. What experience was the most memorable in your NSC journey? Well, I think I have answered this already, but I would like to talk about another memorable experience. It was during the learning trip to Dalat, and it was a coincidence that my birthday also fell on one of the days we were in Dalat. So I still remember that morning. I was still very sleepy. I did not want to go to study, but I had to. Very sleepy, and just wanted to sleep. But then you took me for a ride. You told me, hey, go and buy something, so that the other members could have time to prepare.
Yeah, prepare for the surprise,
Yes,
I lured you
and
away.
after we returned to the hotel, Sophia was having a birthday cake on her hand, and we're singing a birthday song. And I think it was one of the best memories ever in life, because I have never celebrated my birthday party in any other province. That was the very first time. And especially with you guys, and the atmosphere in Dalat, it was romantic, it was cool, we were together, but after that we had to go to the school and study. And that's
but everything just clicks into place, right?
Yeah.
Actually, now I realize Dalat plays a really important role in your memories. like the celebration trip to Dalat after you become the valedictorian, and then your birthday in Dalat. Surrounding yourself with the people you love also.
Yes, the people I love.
Well, we could go with the next question.
Okay. Here. Would you prefer to settle down and work abroad or in Vietnam? I have never thought about this before, but if I am to work abroad in the future, it would be a tough decision for me, because Vietnam is the place that I have grown up. I have grown accustomed to the cuisine here, the people here. It's gonna be a tough decision, but I'm not sure for now. It actually depends.
I would choose to stay here. I just love the atmosphere here, and it's my hometown.
Yes, you're right.
So,
I mean, when you walk walk out of your home and you see the people speaking the very same language that you speak, it creates a sense of belonging.
Yeah, and it's familiar with you too. I don't want to explore another place all over again. I have been in Nha Trang for all my life. 17 years of my life I've been here, and I still don't know fully the tiny bits of this place. So I don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm
lazy for that.
abroad, it would be for traveling only.
Yeah.
Okay.
Continue with the next question.
How do you feel in the testing room? Like an emotional roller coaster. I think you also experienced that. The moment that you opened the test paper, we realized that the format was changed, especially in the listening section and in the lexical and writing section as well. So I was panicked first, but then I gained composure. I regained composure and I continued with the listening part, but after the listening part, I was a little bit desperate. But after the reading part, I was a bit confident because I felt that I just got a clue for almost every question. And finally, the writing part, I felt rather ambivalent about it because while I did come up with a few ideas for the question, I don't think that it was like the best essay I could have written. Yeah, so it was a little bit of ambivalence.
I understand. Well, next one. How do you
practice speaking at home? Well,
I know this too.
You're good at speaking already. And actually, I think, you know what? If we want to be good at speaking, we have to speak. We have to practice a lot. And we're in Vietnam, we don't have native speakers. We don't have teachers at home, right? Yeah. So how to do that? I think is speak to yourself, to talk to yourself. I usually talk to myself a lot, and I think the frequency has increased over the year. I know this may sound scary, but sometimes at night when I cannot sleep, I just walk out of my room, like walk around my house and just imagine like I am being interviewed and I just talk to myself. That may sound scary or signal mental instability, but I love it. I love speaking to myself because when you speak to yourself, you can improve your fluency. You have to think of the answers that yourself, your hypothetical self, has posed to you. That's it.
I can relate to this a lot because, well, I'm sure that most of the students who are good at English nowadays, like each of us had at least one period when we self-talk to ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. In English.
Yeah, like when taking a shower, right?
Yeah. And I pretended to be a vlogger, a YouTube vlogger myself, and I vlog my daily.
Yeah, that's a relatable experience.
Yeah, and I also do the same thing when I play games. So I play a range of games, from action games to sports games. So it was also a chance for me to upgrade my vocabulary. Also.
Yeah, and especially like after you have watched the movie and you feel really frustrated about one particular part, so you suddenly become a movie critic, right? And you just speak out the very thoughts that you have in mind about that movie or a story that you have just read. It's very common. Yeah. What's your biggest pressure when it comes to being an adult? Well, I will turn 18 next year, so will you. It's a hard question, but I think being an adult comes with a great responsibility. When we're children or teenagers, we're guided by parents, teachers, and other adults, but adulthood comes with a responsibility of defining who we are, and we have to know what we really want to do in life. Because we may get into a situation, we call it directional crisis. We don't know what to do. We don't know who we are. We don't know what we truly like. And there are many people who pursue a job that they don't like and they only realize it at the age of 50, which is pretty late. So yeah, to have a sense of identity, to know what you want to do in life, and to accept the responsibility that comes with every decision you make. That's it.
Okay, I understand.
Would you prefer an enjoyable career or a profitable one? Do a job that you enjoy and you'll never have to work for a day. So I think I would rather choose a job that I love. Because you know what? If we love it, we can make money from it. The thing is, in every job, there is always potential for making a lot of money. The thing is, you have to be good, you have to be excellent, you have to climb at the top position. So for me, if you have a passion for something, you work hard to achieve that goal, you persevere despite adversities, and then you can make a lot of money from it. Yeah.
Words. Well, I love money, so any job that's part of it, as long as it's profitable, that's a job that I enjoy. So it's no question for me.
I am also a pretty materialistic person, but I realize that if we always pursue money, it's good for our life. Of course, we all need money to survive, but sometimes when challenges come, we don't have that mental spirit, that mental willpower to continue the journey that we're having. Yeah, so passion plays the most pivotal role. And the final question, would you take up any other language? For the time being, I don't have any intention. I think English is already enough for me, and I want to focus on some other skills, some other subjects like maths and chemistry. But in the future, if I have enough time, I think I would take up maybe Chinese. Yeah, Chinese. I think I love it. I mean, the way that people speak Chinese is
mesmerizing.
Yeah, right, mesmerizing. It sounds fascinating to me.
So fast-paced. I couldn't make out any word.
Yeah, you're right.
Even like the universally understood phrases like "ni hao ma" or things like that. When you put all of them into context, the normal context, people would just spit every words out like they're rapping on a daily basis.
Yes, that's true. So I think I would take up Chinese, although the likelihood is not high, if I have enough time. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, that's all.
All right. So we're done with the questions, but I have one thing that I would like to ask you, and this might be the last question of the episode also. Well, you have a fascinating story of transitioning from one subject to another. So what is your advice to the youngsters who are about to, step into a new realm of study, perhaps?
Well, you will never discover your wings if you never take the leap. And that's it. I mean, learning is not a fixed identity. It is a dynamic, evolving process in which you grow, you adapt, you learn, and you question what you already know. So try new things. It will definitely be beneficial to your personal and intellectual growth. That's it.
Wise. Well, time's running out. It's 10:05 already, and it's time we say goodbye. We have one little gift that we want to give to you. It's just a certificate, and please let me take it. And
thank you.
Well, we still haven't had the signature of the president yet, but it will come later. So
okay.
for the time being now, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, cut. Someone.